Hi, this is Dara. I'm a gender therapist in Colorado, and I wanted to tell you about a article I just put on my website, and it is called An Introduction to Non-Binary Identities, and it's actually an excerpt from the book that I'm working on right now, which is called You and Your Gender Identity, A Guide to Discovery. And I wanted to share this part of the book with everyone before the book comes out, because I think it has a lot of good information in it that I know a lot of people are really hungry for right now. So let me kind of summarize for you what it is that I write about in this part of the book, which again, you can find it on my website. First of all, my best guesstimate is that I would say of all the messages and emails and YouTube comments that I get from people all around the world, I would say a good 1/3 of those messages come from people who are wondering if they actually are non-binary in terms of their gender identity. And also another interesting tidbit is that the YouTube video that I created that has been watched the second most amount of times, and it comes right behind the one that is how do I know if I'm transgender? The one that's been viewed the second most amount is, can I transition if I'm non-binary? And so that really says a lot. It says that this is something that is on a lot of people's minds. And so obviously this needs to be talked about more. So the post discusses what it means to be non-binary. I talk about, I kind of break it down into different categories underneath the non-binary umbrella. I talk about how do you know if you might be non-binary? There's some like quiz questions there. Possible challenges with identifying as non-binary. And lastly, I give a bunch of resources for you to look at for continued information. So, I'd really actually like to hear your feedback about this post when you go read it, because talking about non-binary identities is still something that is relatively new. It's still something that a lot of us are trying to figure out how to use the right words to talk about it. And it's even ironic that I myself, over the last year and a half or so, feel certain that I am not cisgender, and I also don't necessarily feel comfortable identifying as transgender. I feel like I'm non-binary, and yet I also am not really sure how to even talk about it. For example, just right then, I wasn't even sure how to discuss it. So I would love your feedback, and so you can find this article at darahoffmanfox.com/non-binary gender. There was a car that was making a lot of noise just then, so I am going to put it right here for you to read. But again, darahoffmanfox.com/non-binary gender with no hyphen in it. You can also just go to the website, and there's a category on the right side where it says non-binary. You can click on that, or you can type it in the search part of my website, non-binary, and it'll come up there. So I hope you like it. I hope it helps. And like I said, let me know what you think of it. And as of right now, I'm hoping for June 2016, fingers crossed, that's when the book, You and Your Gender Identity, A Guide to Discovery, will be available for you to get. So thanks, and I will talk to you again soon.